Welcome to the Hoets-Turner Ceramics channel. Today I'm going to be turning my bowls that I created last week. I have wrapped them up with plastic, which is very important when you're trying to keep something from not drying out so that you can really preserve them to work on them. So as you can see here, I've actually taken them off their bats. I've placed them into the plastic bags and I have wrapped the plastic over. So there's no wooden bat that it's sitting on that will cause them to dry even more. So they're now leather hard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rough turn all my bowls, which means I'm going to pretty much make a very sort of a thick foot on the bowls, and after that I will then fine turn them. So I will show you the process. So now I'm going to show you the process of rough turning. What that is basically I'm going to take the pot and I'm going to just very roughly turn it until it gets to that width at the bottom. What this does is it helps me just to do a lot of pots really quickly. So I'm just going to whiz through them, and then I'm going to take each one back on and really look, and then I'm going to explain to you how to really look at a pot to understand what makes a really good bowl. So I just have a quick look here. Always center a pot to the middle. I know that my base is pretty much about a stick width. Always hold the pot down and always secure it down. You see I'm busy cutting off a large amount of clay. See to my stick more. So it's good to scrape off those pieces that stuck to the bat when I cut it off with my wire. She doesn't feel that centered. If a pot is centered, it literally touches your finger the whole way around. If it sort of bounces away from it, then you know. And I'm going to do an inner line cut. This one is actually showing me my guide, pushing down. You see my hands are always working together. And then I'm going from the inside out. Also the tap back. You can hear the sound of the clay. Here that's dense, much more high pitch. The high pitch is meaning it's getting quite thin. But I'm not going to get too worried about this right now because I'm just rough turning. I'm going to put a nice little grip there so I can grab it off easily. I'm just going to thin that out a little bit. I know that's very generously thick. So when I pick it up, I know there's a lot of clay to come off here, and there's a lot of clay, and I need to obviously thin down the foot. So that's one. Now I'm going to get ready to do the fine turning. But before I start, I'm going to show you 3 examples of a pot split in half. The first example is this one here, and as you can see, if you were to look and cut it exactly in half, you can see it's actually thicker over here to over there. So this is where the weight is. So when you throw a pot, you want the rim of the pot, the foot of the pot to be the same, and pretty much the same thinness all around. You want there to be a relationship here and here. Imagine the foot did not exist, so it's like that. You want that line to meet up with that line. This is not a great example. This is maybe a better one. As you can see, everything's pretty even. It's all even the whole way through. It's another example of a pot that is pretty much even. It's maybe slightly thin at the top. So that's a technical side to pottery that I wanted to share with you before I started this. So now I'm going to turn the pot over. You can tap. Here it's quite thick there. Also it goes flat, it goes quite straight up, almost like a tea bowl. So what I can do is if I want to, I can just do an X there. I know I need to take the foot up quite a bit. I have a really good look and I flip it over. Center from the middle. I could center from the foot because I did earlier, but I made the foot really nice and thick, so I actually can center from the middle here. Making sure my measuring stick is good. I'm going to start cutting down. The reason when you rough turn you leave quite a big thick foot is that when you put it back on and it's maybe slightly not in the exact alignment it was earlier, that gives you a little bit of area to play. Now I'm going to start actually creating the depth. My hand always gravitates to different tools. shape now. Remember, it had quite a straight wall here and it came almost into a T-bowl shape. Now I'm going to do my final cut on the inside. Now remember what I said about matching up the width of the foot to the rim. So that's important. I also know that it was quite flat on the bottom of the bowl, and this is a bit too, I'm going to take off quite a lot. I'm going to go quite deep. Okay, you can start to get very hollow at the bottom. I really enjoy turning. It's a very calming part of the process for me. There's not as much clay and wet and craziness flying around. The pot is actually created and now I'm just carving it out. It's really one of my favorite processes. It's going to define this quite a lot more. What I do is I like to give it a little bit of a stand, almost just a definition. I love how the glaze would then land there. And then on these pots I've decided to give them also a definition line here. I can tell you right now that this is way thicker than the rim, so I'm just going to cut down. And that's often where the weight will be on a pot, is on the foot. Now I need to take a look. Hopefully that line is going to meet up with that line like I was showing you on the other pot if this rim didn't exist. That's a very interesting visual line. You almost need to slope it down there just a little bit, and very often if you don't do this correctly, that's where the weight is of your pot. And then the ultimate test is when you pick up your pot and it just feels light. And then you're like, if you picked up your pot and it feels heavy, you're like, oh, I wonder where the weight is, and then you find it. It's a good time to have a look. So I lift it up with my little grip I've got there, flip it around. Okay, feels good weight, little bit heavy here. And if I look inside the pot, the line is a bit, I can definitely take a little bit of weight off over here, a little X. Maybe also a little bit here. And a little bit, tiny bit there. So it really is taking a very good look. This time you definitely line it up with the foot you just carved. No more trying to do it from the middle. This is where it gets a little bit fiddly. That's why often people just don't bother to put it back on. When it comes to turning, I am a perfectionist. So that's just my blessing, my sin, I don't know, but it's definitely where I will make sure I get it right as much as possible. That's it. There's quite a lot of clay just will come off in the middle, side. There we go. Doing the detail line. Rounding the bottom. It's nice to have a rounded feeling. So when you rub your hands over it, it just feels soft and no hard edges. Now I'm trying to get that curve. Looks good. Now the final touch is my signature. Hoets-Turner stamp, which I roll on like that. HHT, which is Hoets-Turner, which looks like a window. Okay, so there we go. There's the bowl, there's the foot. It feels nice and light, so I'm happy with that. Well, that was a long day at the office. I have just finished. I put on my normal clothes. I am now going to wait for them to dry and hopefully pack them in the bisque quite soon. I've got quite a few things that I need to be bisquing. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will be posting more videos soon. Thank you.